Soon aren't you good? All right. Company 10. So what I would say is all my life I have. Y'all know the catchphrase, y'all know the saying. So if I'm saying that, y'all know there got to be some BS going on right now. So of course, what we got today is y'all know what it is. Y'all know the time, what it is, what the vibe is. Good afternoon. Welcome to First Formation C.O.B. It's me, your Trey, your host, and then I got my co-host, my compadres. These people, if y'all knew the conversations we was having prior to, I'm very sure we're finna get into it here as well. Bishop, the GOAT.
You gotta let it play, baby. WGO, WGO, WGO. Y'all know what time it is. It's Philly time, baby. It's Philly. We in this bitch. Superbowl 59 is about to go down. Check the selection. We about to get into it, baby. He's about to Jalen Carter, #1 pick, baby. Let's go. We're about to go to who's next? Who's next? Look at it. We got everybody. We went and got Saquon Barkley, who went for 2,000 yards. Let's go.
The last time we was on, what did I say? I hate the New York Giants. And this is why right here. Do you hear that over the top, Philly? Like, you hear that over the top, Philly, right? It's only because Saquon Barkley was allowed to go to some team in the same division. Dallas, wake up. For real. I do not like this energy that, Eagles. Come on, man. We should not be fly Eagles fly right now. But hats off, Saquon. Hats off.
So, like, that'll be that. And I asked you this question as well, Sean. Is it because of Saquon? Is that what it is? Is Saquon the real reason why Philadelphia is in the current position they're in? Is that what the energy that we're putting out there in the atmosphere?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're not sugarcoating it? Yes, it's Saquon.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I'm about to say because Jalen Hurts has
you went to the Super Bowl without Saquon.
Correct. Y'all didn't win it.
However, we had a rushing game with what was his name?
Sanders, right?
Miles Sanders.
And what's the other name?
What's his name? He's in Sanders and Sanders and
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, yeah. Swift, yeah.
But they weren't this good.
That part. They wasn't loading the box. Teams didn't have to load the box against them. You're going to have to do something to stop Saquon. This man is averaging 159 yards per game.
Ridiculous, right?
Like, over 20 touchdowns. Bruh. Man. But if you load the box, you know what happens next on the men's. You know what happens.
You can't
do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
We ain't seen enough of that.
You can't do it. Kansas City could do it.
No, they can't.
I mean, we ain't seen it.
They can't because you remember we just saw what the last Super Bowl ended up with, right? They can't do it. We put up 30-some points.
But some of that was based on Jalen Hurts taking over the game with his legs, additionally, as well as him passing. So what you have now is you have Snead.
That's what I'm talking about, passing.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but he also was a run threat. So that's what they couldn't load the box. They didn't attempt to load the box because they wasn't ready for his run threat based off of, like you said, the Miles Sanders and the Swift combination was different. Like Sanders and Swift aren't Gibbs and Montgomery, so it was the look was different. And then Jalen Hurts started hurting them with his legs, and then being able. So what I'm saying is now they have Saquon. If they load the box up, that's detrimental to Jalen Hurts as well, because now he has to take into consideration if the holes are there for him to run, but they still got two nice corners that can lock down the Swift and
the physicality of McDuffie, I think, is going to be the difference. Whoever he guards in this game is going to be the difference.
McDuffie and Reed, man. I mean, not Reed. What's the other one? McDuffie. What's the other? Who's on the other side?
can't remember, right on the
I had to look, but yeah, so I think that's the difference. That's why I say it's a possibility that if they do load the box, and they got a big man sitting up front, in Chris Jones, he's a problem. So it's like it's probably going to be a pretty good game. Honestly, I mean, we're going to get to it.
Probably. Did you just
it's
say
gonna be
probably?
it's gonna be another epic game in my opinion. I think it's gonna be another close game. I mean, whoever wins this one,
that part.
it's gonna be almost the same as the last.
It's not
I mean,
probably going to be a good game.
I just give Philly. I give Philly a little bit more of a chance than I did the last time with this Saquon. Man, Saquon make all the difference. Like Pacheco is not gonna make up for what Saquon can do, man.
Yeah, but they got Hunt. Hunt is a problem too. Like, and he's a
Hunt, but
Hunt ain't a problem.
You don't think Hunt's a problem?
No.
You got to be kidding me! Hunt is the reason why they still in the position they was when Pacheco went down. Who they put in? They ain't bringing Atlas Hilaire. They bring in.
Why did they get rid of Hunt then?
Because he had the situation, the legal situation.
Yeah.
That's why Kareem Hunt left. And evidently it's cool now because they was like they sit up and like, no, damn that we're in position. We're gonna bring in the best running back that's out there on the market. And when
Hunt is not going to be a problem. Hunt is not going to be a problem.
I can guarantee it's not going to be a problem. You're going to be more of a problem than Pacheco.
He ain't going to be more than a problem. He ain't going to be more than a problem than Saquon.
I'm saying
okay.
We're going to be the best front defensive lines in the game right now. I think with Chris Jones, and then you flip it to Jalen Carter. Man, this is going.
That part.
At two dudes that's almost 300 pounds that somehow can get to the quarterback.
Dominates the defensive line. Dominates the line.
I think those two, man, this is gonna be an epic. It should be an epic Super Bowl because of.
Hold on. Real quick question. Hold on, real quick question. CC, he said Kareem Hunt gonna be a problem. Was Derrick Henry a problem for us? And he's you heard what I said? Was Derrick Henry a problem for us? And he's a 2,000-yard rusher too. And I'll wait. No, he wasn't. You ain't got to think about it. I can tell you he wasn't. He wasn't.
How much did y'all beat? Baltimore by?
Let me see. Let me look.
Let's get the stats. I can tell you. We can break it down now. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, well, tell me how much we beat him by.
He may not have got a large amount of yards or anything like that, but I'm very sure him being in the game was felt in some way, form, or fashion. So it wasn't. He was problematic in some way where he was. But how much did y'all win by?
Hold on, I'm finna tell you. 24-19.
5 points.
I thought that game was close.
24-19. Hold on.
What was Derrick Henry's numbers?
19 for 82.
1982.
What was his average on the season?
See, you're asking a
bunch so there has to be a comparative.
He was 18 yards short. See, this is what he do. See, this is what he do. I made this point. Did he not rush for 2,000 yards?
I mean, but still, every day
he still rushed for 2,000. Those are the only two people. Those are the only two people that rushed for 2,000 yards in the season. Only two.
I get that, but just because he had an 82-yard game season out of 17 games doesn't mean that you get what I'm saying.
I said what we did to him. I don't care what he did to everybody else.
You had him under 100 yards.
100 yards. Under 100 yards. Okay.
But did he have any receiving yards? Did he have any touchdowns?
Let's see. Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. He had. Hold on, let me get the right team. Hold on. He had Derrick Henry had 3 catches for 29 yards.
Okay. Did he have any touchdowns?
No receiving touchdowns and no rushing touchdowns.
So it's still, in my opinion, it still doesn't mean he wasn't a problem. He still had 100 yards as a total. Over 100 yards total.
That's not a problem.
That is a problem.
That's what I always felt like would be the difference between.
That is not a problem, bro. How is that a problem? 100 yards total in 4 quarters?
Yes, 100 yards. That's
25 yards a carry. I mean, that's 25 yards a quarter.
True that, yes.
Nigga, that ain't shit.
That is, so you can't look at it as a totality. Like totality, if you sit up and look at it because his name is Derrick Henry, it's CC.
Is 100 yards worth anything, CC, in a game with no touchdowns and 100 yards total?
Let me paint this picture.
No, but that's why we were saying that running backs weren't as important. Remember, we had that whole conversation a couple of years ago. It's because you can put up 100 yards and not be effective on the scoreboard. That's what I said about Derrick Henry. The difference between him and Saquon is that Saquon is going to impact the scoreboard, whereas Derrick Henry, he's not been that guy to affect the scoreboard all the time. Like Saquon can affect the scoreboard, and we're seeing a difference. We're seeing that right now. That Saquon going to hit you with that offensive line. He 2 touchdowns deep pretty much every game. Like you just gotta tip your hat to that. Is that he can take advantage of that situation
of his line? Yeah, he has a line. Quietly, he has a line. Even they lost a great center and picked up, or did they move? Or haven't they been moving Lane Johnson around the line and stuff like that? I know he's not the center, but yeah. So you don't move. You know what I'm saying? You made a tackle. I mean, not even a tackle, a guard, a plug and play offensive lineman, where we know left tackle is one of the most important positions on the line, offensive line, especially for a right-handed quarterback, because you always they have to protect the blind side. So when you said like Lane Johnson, so they're I think when you look at it, is it safe to say that their offensive line is the most important position is the most important unit on the field? I mean, in the game, on the team,
is what?
Your offensive line, the Philadelphia Eagles, the offensive line, the most important unit on the team.
It's always the line of scrimmage. It's always about the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage, whether offense or defense, whoever can get the most push offensively or defensively from the line of scrimmage is the one who's going to win this game. When it's all said and done, that's always been, the case in point when it comes down to these games. Who dominates the line of scrimmage? Whatever team can dominate the line of scrimmage, 9 times out of 10 is going to win the game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So into that, and that's why. So, and going off of what CC was saying, to go back to what you was asking, Bishop, I think that him giving 100, it wasn't as effective as what Saquon had, but 109 yards is a difference. Like he was one person that garnered 109 yards out of on the team. Like regardless if he had the 100 yards rushing and 9 yards receiving, the totality of it is that he gained 100 yards. He was it's just that, like he said, Saquon's impact on the scoreboard is different from what Lamar Henry's impact on the scoreboard is. Interestingly enough, so just speaking about that, right? What is y'all's take on 2 things? One, let's go here first. In your opinion, was Eli Manning snubbed?
Snubbed for what?
Compared to who got in, yeah. I'm just gonna put it.
No.
He was snubbed. Come on, he was snubbed compared to who got in, man. Old Eric Allen from way back 1980, whatever, man. And then Sterling Sharp back 1990. Man, come on, man. Like for real.
Because if you look, listen.
2 of them.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Let's hear. I want to hear
everybody.
Hold on. Let him go ahead. Finish.
The numbers like 2 times Super Bowl champion.
That's off the Shannon Sharp for getting your brother in. I tell you that. Because Sterling Sharp don't belong in the Hall of Fame. No disrespect to Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp, I thought he was one of the best to ever. When he was playing, he was really good. But then he got hurt, and then it became a what-if scenario type of career, man. Like, he does not belong. Over Eli, man, I think Eli Manning should have been in if you go do that, man. If you just go get the Sterling Sharp, might as well put Eli. He got 2 Super Bowls.
So in saying that, and I'm going to come back to you, Bishop. So in saying that, you basically say that Jared Allen and Antonio Gates was deserving of their nods.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, B. So what was your argument on should Eli have been the first? So we know Eli's going to get into the Hall of Fame. He's going to get in, but was he snubbed from the first ballot?
No, he was not. Because when you look at Eli Manning's stats, his passing stats, not one time, his highest QB rating in his whole NFL career from 2004 to 2019, his highest QB rating was a 71.7. 71.7. That was his highest QB rate.
In what, 15
whole,
years?
Yeah, in his whole 15 years, he 71.7. He had 366 touchdowns to 244 interceptions. 244. His highest completion rating in those 15 years was 66. 66 was highest QB rating. I mean, his highest completing percentage. He threw for a total of 57,000 yards. With his highest, he threw for over 4,000 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He threw for over 4,000 yards 7 times. 7 times. Of course, yeah, we all know he's won 2 Super Bowls. We know that. Other than that,
so
bro,
in your opinion,
that's my point with the Sterling Sharp.
Yeah. So basically, man. So what we look at.
If you gonna put him in, you might as well give Eli.
If looking at it right, do y'all think that they was a totality and they look for it, in which, just like what Bishop was saying, that in state is Eli didn't have enough regular season to push him over to go with the accolades that he got from the postseason, or is a Hall of Fame based on you just got to be outright just balling in your postseason to over eclipse what your shortcomings was during the regular season? Like, what if they can get like we just said, Drew Brees as a first year balloter. Drew Brees
next year, right?
One Super Bowl.
I think it's I think that's next year, right? Drew Brees.
Yeah, next year he's eligible.
He got over 60,000 yards. He completed 70% of his passes, most of his whole career. I mean, his numbers are gonna be different than Eli Manning, basically. Like, I mean, all I was just saying is that, man, if you're gonna put Sterling Sharp in there, you're gonna go back and you're gonna get Eric Allen. You might as well should have put Eli in there. It's like it's inevitable. If you don't make it this ballot, you're gonna make it 10 years from now, 5 years from now. I'm saying, come on, man. Like, you put 4 people in, it's an exclusive club this time around. 4 people.
It was hella exclusive this year. So do y'all think? Do you think a Super Bowl win should garner you a Hall of Fame induction, regardless of when you get it? Does a Super Bowl win garner you a Hall of Fame induction, especially for a quarterback?
No. It's a difference between Jeff Hostetler. Jeff Hostetler won the Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm just saying, it's a difference between. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
does Ben get in?
Absolutely.
Ben Roethlisberger is in.
Oh,
yeah. Got to be over 60,000 yards passing, right?
Yeah, he definitely gets
it. Standard, right? The 60,000 club became the new club.
For one, you got to give him the fact that he has no losing season, not one losing season.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ben Roethlisberger got to be one of the most winning quarterbacks in the game.
Right.
You really count it, right?
Yeah. What else?
Okay, maybe that was the wrong example. What about who else is a one trick pony? Trent Dilfer, he's not getting in. I mean, there's not too many other ones because it's
I'll put it to you this way: Lamar Jackson's career right now, the projection, if he never wins a Super Bowl, he Hall of Fame. Like the projection that he on right now, like Lamar Jackson does not have to win a Super Bowl to be Hall of Fame.
Was Lamar Jackson snubbed for MVP?
Oh, we know he was. They gave it to Josh Allen.
Like at this point, I don't know what to look for.
They gave and they did this, man.
I mean, so Josh Allen's numbers were nice, but they wasn't nicer. They wasn't nowhere nicer than Lamar Jackson.
When you ever heard of the MVP of the league not being the first team? He wasn't even on the first team offense. I don't know what they picking off of no more.
I don't. Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. It's hard now because you don't know what they're picking off of now.
I did hear. I heard Dan Orlovsky saying why he went Josh Allen's way, and what it sounded like to me was real simple. Yo, we ain't never had a back-to-back MVP in the NFL, and it's not gonna be a black dude first. I mean, for real. Basically, that's all I got from that. This dude won the MVP hands down. Better.
I mean, his numbers said it
was better. This year, his statistics was better than the
last year. Yeah.
He won.
So when looking at it, right, and Jim, of course, y'all correct me if y'all think I'm wrong. looking at it, it's like what Anthony said. What's the meaning of an MVP? Was Josh Allen more of an MVP for his Buffalo Bills than what Lamar Jackson was for his Baltimore Ravens? When you look at it like that, then he was. Like
I don't want to be funny, but I hate the way they do it. They wait so long to announce it. If they announce it right after the regular season, you don't get to see other things play out. Another part of it to me was that Allen won the head-to-head in the postseason, which shouldn't even count. You know what I mean? I look at it like that. Like a part of it came down to that. They wait too so long to announce after the postseason, and we say the postseason don't count. It's supposed to be about regular season. I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson should have been that guy. If it wasn't him, it should have been Saquon Barkley, in my opinion. I felt like if you was going to not give it to Jackson, you should have gave it to Barkley. It's just that it's that simple. But Josh Allen, nothing against Josh Allen. I think he's great, but MVP of the season, man.
Damn, you know what?
Bro, you see something? You see something?
The numbers don't lie. Listen, the numbers don't lie. Josh Allen completing percentage 63.6. Lamar Jackson 66.7. Passing yards, Lamar Jackson 4,172. Lamar Jackson 4,172. Josh Allen 3,731. Lamar Jackson's touchdowns 41. Josh Allen 28. Lamar Jackson's interceptions 4. Josh Allen 6.
Mm-hmm.
6. Lamar Jackson's QB rating 119.6. Josh Allen 101.4. Y'all can't yet. Y'all got to explain how y'all give it to him. Yeah, that don't even make sense.
And so that's where it goes back. I think it goes back to what Anthony was asking. What is the meaning of MVP? Josh Allen was the MVP. Definitely, he was the most impactful player for the Buffalo Bills. Do you think that maybe that Lamar became victim for having Derrick Henry on his squad
as a 2,000-yard rusher? Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to. That's the only thing that makes sense when it's all said and done. Because we looking at it, if we're going, and obviously this is the
statistically he smashed them.
Right, right, exactly. Because that's why I'm going with CC, because CC's like he's like, and I'm wondering too, like, what are y'all judging off him? Because y'all can't be judging off stats, because clearly Lamar Jackson's stats outdo Josh's, so it can't be stats. But if we really think about it, we got to think about what the abbreviation stands for. Most valuable player. Not most valuable player with stats. Most valuable player. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at it like that, then yeah, like Trey said, you got to remember you got a 2,000-yard rusher behind you.
That's why, yeah.
Compared to Josh Allen.
We said that doesn't impact the scoreboard the same way. So it's like these 2,000 points. Like he did something. Like 2,000 had to, like he set the box. He did something. So that has to be the only way. But is that fair? Like, is that fair at the end state? Which I guess none of these awards are fair. How you can do it? Because my next question is: was Dan Patrick or anyone else snubbed with O'Connell getting the Coach of the Year? Like is that the Stefanski won it the year that he went through 3 quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they went off of. He started out. This was what happened. They inserted Sam Darnold, and they were a 14-win team. Even though they got handled in the playoffs, but there was a 14-win team. Regular season with an award counts. But what's that to say for Dan Campbell? Like, we saw his progression over the years until he, they manhandled. Like, they was fear. Like, they was striking fear in people's hearts, even though they was a 14-win team as well. So did O'Connell deserve? I mean, of course he's deserving, but was he more so deserving than any other coaches in which we had on our list for Coach of the Year?
So the thing with the Coach of the Year, I don't know how CC feel, but I feel like that Coach of the Year could have went to a couple of different people. I mean, come on. True. We just saw like you said, Dan Campbell. Come on, man. Detroit, what they did, like, come on. Everybody know Detroit has not been a team for decades, centuries. Like, this is what, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done. So, I mean, it could have come in. Then we seen what Washington did. You know what I'm saying? The Commanders. You know what I'm saying? That's another team. Dan Quinn, right. We can see what they did. You know what I'm saying? So it's teams that, it's not a big of a debate with that as it is for MVP, in my opinion.
And then honestly, looking at it, and you just brought it. I'm going to come back to you, CC. You just brought up a good point, Bishop. Honestly, Dan Campbell probably shouldn't even been in that conversation, because what we continue to do is eradicate and remove. Like, Dan Campbell was just in the NFC Championship last year, so they were already to the point. So my apologies. I shouldn't even bring up Dan Campbell, but you are on point. Dan Quinn. We sit up and we looked at Washington, and they didn't even think Washington was going to be anywhere in the picture, right?
With a rookie quarterback.
With a rookie quarterback, right? And sit up and take that into consideration. O'Connell, we see what he did, but Dan Quinn was like, we didn't think Dan Quinn was going to be in that position. Who else might have been? Was Joe Brady a conversation with Buffalo? Was that where was he? I don't know, but definitely I think saying that award should have probably went to Dan Quinn. But I mean, O'Donnell, he got it, and so be it. And last but not least, comeback player of the year.
Joe Burrow, how you wait? He gonna keep winning that award, right? Like, they just gonna keep giving it to Joe Burrow. That's the second time winning that award. How you win comeback player of the year twice? I'm gonna say
within 4 years.
Yeah. I don't feel like Joe Burrow deserved that award, because I understand he had a major injury. I get it.
He came back like Joe Burrow. So let's put a perspective, right? If Joe Burrow would have been in a winning situation in Cincinnati, he could have put his numbers could have put him in position for MVP.
That's true.
So
great season.
So those numbers put him in position for comeback player of the year. But was it more deserving than what Sam Darnold did? Even though what did Sam Darnold come back from? He came back from second string player.
We was disappointed.
But if that's the case, why are we not giving it from? Why are we not giving it to Damar Hamlin?
Yeah.
So I think it's unfortunate for a defensive player, because what Damar Hamlin would do on defense doesn't amount to tangible numbers in.
I got that, but this is the thing. This is my thing. The impact, the fact that this man literally almost died on the field and came back to a starting position. Came back to a starting position. He didn't. Not only did he not almost die on the field, but the fact that he was put out, had to lead the game for however long he was gone for, and then made it back to a starter. How many people do that, especially on defense?
How many people had Sam Darnold winning 14 games in a season?
I didn't, because I was Sam Darnold the whole year until like late in the season. I was like, nah, hell nah.
I mean, so I like what Joe Burrow did, but at the same time, man, like I said, you already won. They just say, hey, you know what, Joe, this is gonna be your award, the comeback player of the year award. Like, that's gonna be your award. And I feel like Joe wouldn't even be in that position if his team played better. You know what I mean? Like, if he had a better team, we wouldn't even be talking. Like you said, we'll be talking about him MVP. We'll be talking about him elsewhere. So with that being known, Trey, why give him the comeback player of the year when Sam Darnold, he was actually a comeback player?
So, but Sam, one thing, so if you look at it, like, Joe came back from an injury, right, and put himself in position to be potentially an MVP player. Sam Darnold did what? He came back from being he was a backup in last year's Super Bowl. He started out as a backup potentially to start out, because Sam wasn't supposed to be the starter for Minnesota. It was supposed to be McCarthy.
That's the point.
JJ. Yeah.
So it's like he saying, so he got a chance, and hence, like you said, no one seen this coming. Like, I refused. I was like, oh, he's gonna have some regressions at some point. And then the regression came in. Basically, both teams did exactly the same thing. So I think, what was it? Los Angeles Rams showed the blueprint to how to stop him in his high poweredness. And then then it was reiterated. The first game in the playoffs just repeated it, and they basically put a stop to him. Justin Jefferson didn't help in the sense. They was like, basically they was thwarted. They had the recipe to put it into them. So so I don't know. I mean, maybe instead we thought he was gonna get it. Like, I guess you could say, because we did not see Sam Darnold coming in any way, form, or fashion to where him and Detroit was tied for the best record in the NFL. Well, second best, because Westfall had 2 games. It's tied for the best game in the season. So I mean, it's just something. But one thing we can say, I think, in agreement is we have no idea how these awards get voted on anymore. Like what we
Pat Surtain,
they're very unpredictable. You cannot predict.
Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year, man. I'm not mad.
Yeah, come on, bruh.
Who?
I heard
Pat
Surtain. Pat Surtain, the second. He won Defensive Player of the Year, did he not?
He won Defensive Player of the Year.
And it was like,
I didn't get to see the awards. I didn't get to see the awards.
Yeah, so your man was up for it.
Where did he come from?
Who did he win? Who did he win over?
Who's the
candidates?
Y'all linebacker was one of the candidates.
Bond?
Yeah. Wait, what was that look for? And I wonder, like, what the Bond do? Bond balled out like that this year?
No, not in my opinion. Okay. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. That's why I ain't say nothing. That's why I ain't say nothing, because I was like,
it was Bond, Surtain, TJ, and Myles Garrett.
Which I thought Myles Garrett should have been back to back. Right?
Yeah, Myles Garrett should have won that.
And one more, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, because TJ didn't play. TJ missed
Myles Garrett
games.
should have won that.
I thought it should have been Trey Henderson.
Nah, more than Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Trey Henderson. So Myles Garrett had tackles for loss. Trey Henderson led the league in sacks.
Exactly, right? But I was tripping because Surtain didn't lead the league in interceptions. The only stat line I saw was that they said that he gave up like 2 touchdowns all season long, and only 300 and some passing yards. Which I'm like, how did you calculate that? Like, are you just counting man to man? What are we counting? Because I don't understand that metric on how he ended up being. I'm not mad. Hey, congratulations to Patrick Surtain. I was a huge fan of his daddy's, by the way, the senior. So I'm not mad at Patrick Surtain for winning. I'm just confused. Like, where did he come from, and what numbers does he have to even say that he should win that?
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson.
I thought Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson's numbers are better than Myles. Yeah.
Barely. But so Trey, you know what I'm saying? Now Trey did win the sack leader, but I think he should have got Defensive Player of the Year. On the flip side, were you in agreement with Offensive Rookie, and Defensive Rookie of the Year? Who
won it?
So Jaden Daniels won offensive, and defense went to Jared Verse from Los Angeles.
I felt like they got that right.
But your man was up for that too, for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nah.
Not Bond. Oh, you talking about
Cooper
DeJean.
Yeah, he was up for. He was a candidate as well.
Nah. He didn't do more than
Than Jared Verse.
I think they got that right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. No one was taking that. If Jaden Daniels didn't win it, I don't know. Like, I don't know who else could have won it.
Who else? Bo Nix was up.
Hell no, he didn't play a full season.
But he put up good numbers even for what he played.
Yeah.
Who else was up for?
Didn't take his team to the playoffs.
Damn. Well, they made the playoffs. Knicks made the playoffs. Remember they got.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the first round. They made it the first round. You're right. I forgot. First round. You're right.
So I can't think who else he was up against, but I think it was only one person that might have gave him a run that could have potentially. But you got to look at he made a run all the way, even though postseason doesn't matter. We get it, but he went all the way to the NFC Championship game, and then honestly, halftime after the second half. I don't know what Philly did. I don't know they went in and drunk the special juice or sauce or whatever like that. But it was. We was at our games and we was looking at it. It's like Philly is like, damn, Washington won't go away. And then by the time I sit up and came in and went to stop to get some coming from the game, it was a whole different story. It was like it was I don't know what happened, but Philly turned it on after the second half, and the wheels fell off for Washington.
And that's my thing. That's why I say I hate to admit, man, but 2 teams in my division that I should not like at all were impressive this year. You know what I mean? The NFC East representatives, I got to take my hat off to the Commanders and to the Eagles, man. Y'all did y'all thing. Ain't nothing else. As a defeated Cowboys fan, nothing else you can say, man.
But history has repeated itself, right? Y'all still have not had a back-to-back NFC championship. Division champion, right? So now all we know is it used to be a two horse race between y'all and Dallas, which what we would speculate is next year we could probably look at the fact that Dallas is probably going to come back and they're going to win the division. But now,
not with Washington.
Washington ended the conversation.
They in the fold. They definitely in the fold.
Washington has ended the conversation now. So now,
but hold on. You say that, Trey. Y'all say that, CC. But think about this. Before you say that, are they truly in the fold? Because this is. I'm gonna tell you why. I say that. Why I asked that. This is Jaden Daniels' first season. Rookie. They got tape now.
They got tape now.
It's a whole new season. Your sophomore season. It's a whole new season. We seen it happen with Sean Watson.
Plus games. We got 20 games of tape now. It's like we saw that last game. It defeated you. So we got now. True that.
We see what happened with Deshaun Watson. We seen what happened with Lamar Jackson after his rookie season. You got tape now. It's a different game.
Like all that, you got tape now. It's a
different game.
You got to step involved with them, involving and seeing what you got, which could bring it because you got. I mean, as we see, it's going to be crazy on the front of free agency. We see all the Debo and requested a trade in which San Francisco 49ers.
You saw that, and you saw that jersey he had on too, didn't you?
Stop it.
You saw that jersey he had on.
So what we're not gonna do? What y'all not gonna do is sit here and not say nothing about Still talk about, hey, he got a jersey on because Let Me had did that. Like I'm about to say about Cooper Kupp or Devontae Adams.
No, but I'm just telling you what he had on. You be trying to grab him. They ain't on you. He got on the Eagles jersey. This man had on the Eagles jersey.
So what would that look like?
And Myles Garrett said he would love to come over there with us.
Well, he like to go to.
I'm starting to see that too. I said, man, what's up with this fascination with Philly all of a sudden? Like if y'all listen, even a lot of players are picking Philly to win this game today. Said, hey, we tired of Kansas City. We want to see somebody. For whatever reason, Philly got a lot of weight coming behind them. They got a lot of heat.
So what's funny is right. You know what I can deal with because one of the things I seen, the latest thing in which I seen is what was brought up was like, what if San Francisco did a trade Cooper Kupp for Debo? I was like, I can kind of get down with that maybe in a sense because we still have Brandon Ayuk. But again, but I don't know because can you imagine what McVay would probably do with Debo in his offense? Like and Puka Nacua, like maybe I don't want to see that because Karen Williams is a pretty good running back. So maybe I don't want to see that. But now, do I want to see him go? But I want that. I'm cool with that, especially if we can potentially get Devontae Adams, who said he would like to go play for a West Coast team. What if we can get Devontae Adams on the squad? So, I'm open with that. But then I sit up and look at it. What about Devontae Adams going to the Los Angeles Chargers? Or even Devontae Adams be the one to go to the Los Angeles Rams. So, what would add insult to injury is Debo ended up in Philadelphia. You know what? I'd rather Debo. No, don't do that. Don't make that face. I'd rather Debo end up in Dallas, bro. Or I'd rather Debo end up in Washington.
Don't even cuss us like that. We don't want Debo. And we'll take any other one. We don't want Debo.
You don't want Debo?
Debo.
What about T. Higgins?
Man,
T. Higgins is
Debo can't stay healthy enough.
Y'all want Cooper?
Can't stay healthy enough to make an impact in a big game. I would. That's the problem with the 49ers. He never healthy when they need him the most. He always hurts in a big game.
So you would prefer to have Cooper Kupp?
You would prefer Cooper Kupp over Debo?
I mean, I think Cooper Kupp just had injuries these last couple of seasons. Debo, this is every year. Debo hurt every year. Like Debo, but that's not a knock against Debo. He just go that hard in the paint that he hurt it. So he got that Gronkowski type mentality, man. He just go all out to the point where he just hurt himself over and over again.
All right.
He has no skill. So
that's what Philadelphia is built on. That's why Debo can't get there. Because you got to think Philadelphia's built on that. Think Terrell Owens in the Super Bowl. Like this dude just came back 3 weeks removed from a broken foot, a broken ankle, and he's in the Super Bowl showing out. Like that's what it's like that.
And who we got for this Super Bowl just came back. Brandon Graham from a torn tricep.
Like so, yeah, bro. So that's what you're saying. It's like Philadelphia feeds on that type of stuff. It's like it's.
CC, let me ask you this.
It had to be some bullshit because he froze.
Dallas is on Dallas. Okay, my bad. So Dallas has an opportunity. Let me ask you this, CC. Dallas has an opportunity to get either Cooper Kupp or Myles Garrett. Who y'all picking?
Oh, you know
Now
who you
me,
pick.
I would go Myles Garrett. I would go Myles Garrett because that'll turn him and Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons might perk up on that defense. Like, I'm trying to say that the defense will be
Bro,
like
Myles
it'll be
Garrett
like
is
the
going to
Steel
make
Curtain at the
anybody's
same time.
defense. Myles Garrett is going to make anyone's defense a problem,
Right,
hands
right.
down, bro. Like him coming off that
But him and
edge.
Michael Parsons though, well,
Like I don't even think you can't plug and play him. Think about it. Like I can sit with, I would say a couple of teams. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby in Las Vegas. That's what I'm saying. That's problematic. Myles Garrett and Bosa in San Francisco is a problem. Myles Garrett and Micah in Dallas is a problem. Not to mention what's his name, who didn't play last year either. Of course, in Philly, their whole line, right? You already got Carter, you got Jordan. Now you done put Myles Garrett on the corner.
put Myles. That's
Bro.
85 Bears defense in modern day times. We can't have that. Dallas, do you hear what we talk about? Somebody got to throw you got to throw some wrinkles in those plans. I'm just saying that's 85 Bears type territory when you get, for what's allowed today as far as defensive wise. Man. Yeah, that. He better not go to Philly, man. I mean, all these people want to go to Philly.
I mean, it's all speculative. I mean, at this point, it's just a matter. It's not about who he can go for. It's just basically where they trade because he has to be traded, just like Debo has to be traded. But
Coop, real trade.
But
Cleveland not that bright when it comes to the trades and the moves.
But Cooper Kupp is on and I mean, dude, is it disrespectful for them to come out and say that they're not going to that he needs to find somewhere else?
No, we got what we wanted out of you. We got a Super Bowl out of you. Like how many Super Bowls?
Let's go.
We got a Super Bowl out of you. So you know what I mean. Like we got a Super Bowl.
And it's part of the business, like he said. Instead, when you look at it, taking consideration, looking at like you said, in this case, Myles Garrett and Debo both asked for trades. Debo Samuels asked for a trade in his exit interview, and when you look at his numbers, you can understand why he wants to trade. Like y'all kept me here to pay me, but y'all not utilizing me, right? So I need to go, and they'll say in state, which I kind of like agree with it, and hopefully we're able to get something back in return for him, or to basically.
How many games has Kupp played since winning the Triple Crown? I mean, he ain't been all that available.
He was injured. Yeah, he was injured.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't been all that available.
Right.
He won the Triple Crown.
Yeah, so I mean, it's 2 years. He's 2 years from the triple. But this is third year from the because that was the year they won the Super Bowl. Yeah. That was the year they won the Super Bowl. Right. So I mean, he's removed for it, but maybe that might be good for somewhere because you got to think we ain't thinking anything of Alan Thielen, right? And then he went and presumably when him in Carolina was beneficial to the resurgence of Young. So I mean, when we look at these players that was good at one point, and now they're bad at another, and then look like they down. When you take in consideration Devontae Adams, who is expected to probably be released by the New York Jets, if that happens, that saves them money, and then we'll see where he's going. So it's going to be a lot out there. You still got T. Higgins that's out there potentially. So there's a lot of people that's out there. And then going back to originally what started this is, what does that do for Jaden Daniels if he can get one of the players to go along with Lauren? Three of us is on the show, but one of us had a lot to say about McLaurin at one point, and then
we know who that was, Trey. Right? We know who that was, huh, Trey?
I mean, impressive, man. I mean, all I can say is
he showed you. Basically, he showed you.
Yeah, and we can't block. We can't block those deals because if we could block those deals, man, we gotta start playing this talent game. We got to get into that talent game. I mean, we've been left behind. We got like 5 talented people. Like you talk about these other teams, they got 8 and 9. They got different talent levels, man. We got like 5 talented people on a 56 man roster. You got 5 talented people. It's like we got to do better.
So in state, right? When you look at it, I need to call my brothers. As it says, Cooper DeJean birthday as well. Donovan, we know him as Don. He shows up on the show every once in a while. He's my little brother. His birthday is today as well. I got to make sure I hit him up. So
My
when
little
you look
brother
at this, right?
tomorrow, so
So when you
that's
look,
why I was out of town this weekend.
so when you look at it, right? With all this being said, like you said, McLaurin, he's there and all that. Everyone, the potential for uh, some movement is going to change the game. It's going to do a lot of changing of the game for these players or what we're going to look at. Could a couple of receivers be the difference for Washington, in your opinion? Like y'all,
Like the
Philadelphia is
Addy,
Philly. Yeah, adding somebody is that you think Philadelphia is just? I mean, Washington is just
I don't
another
think I don't
receiver.
think Washington. I don't think Washington needs like a premier receiver that's already like. I don't think they need a season. I feel like they could pull a receiver from the draft, in my opinion.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
So is
Well,
T Higgins? Would you consider T Higgins premier?
no, but this is what I'm about to say. Look at what Kansas City did.
Okay. Well,
Xavier Worthy, rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Rookie. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they need a veteran, in my opinion, to make it, to get them over the hunt. They already got a veteran, you know what I'm saying? And like, even with us, you know what I'm saying? We got A.J. Brown, but then we got Devontae Smith in his, third season? You know what I'm saying? They could draft somebody in the, from the draft from college to come in and help, get them over the top, in my opinion.
Well, I was like, yeah, Puka Nacua did come in the draft. I mean, which is why Cooper Cup is there's no consequence in LA, right? Like Puka Nacua can't stay out of the draft. I think you can
but
find.
I mean, Puka is nice, right? And he showed he was nice. 4th round draft pick or 3rd round, whatever he was. But is Puka enough to carry the team? Like Cooper Cup was supposed to be his Robin or Batman. I don't think that Puka is enough to carry the team.
I don't know. Like Cooper played how many games? I mean, Puka was out a couple of games this season also, I
Yeah,
think.
both of them were out.
But I think Puka's impact was they missed him
Oh
more.
yeah, because
Like,
you see
they didn't
the
miss a beat without Cooper, but they missed a beat without Cooper.
yeah, you seen the changing. Unfortunately, you seen the changing of the guard. Like when they both was there, Puka was the main point. They fed Puka the ball in every way they can with sweeps, the screens, in running routes. They gave the ball to Puka, however they could, and then here and there we see them hit Cup down the road, which is, I mean, I guess it's just like on those things. Like I just look at it like, is it disrespectful in that sense? Like, bruh, this is like his triple crown is what y'all rolled to the back to y'all end up in a Super Bowl.
It's what you done for me lately, man. We won a
Pasture?
Super Bowl with that already.
Yeah, then you put him out the pasture.
Like, we won a
So
Super Bowl with that already. It happens, right? It happens, right? Like, for real, like nobody, like, if we was going off that Super Bowl game, nobody was beating down what's his name's door to get him. And he probably was gonna be Super Bowl MVP. Where Cooper Cup ended up winning, but what's his name? Odell Beckham probably was gonna be before he got hurt in that game. He was all the talk. He was the guy. Then he got hurt. Nobody wanted to take a chance on. No. I mean, I think Baltimore took a chance on him as far as a contending team.
Baltimore and
No other
Miami.
contending team, but no other contending team really. Oh, Miami ain't been in the playoffs. They ain't been relevant. Come on, I ain't count them, but I'm counting the
I hear
Ravens. You know what I mean? A serious contender. I thought that was the only shot that Odell Beckham got. You know what I mean? After being so impressive, so nobody want to. That's the same thing with Cup right now. I don't know if anybody want to gamble on the injuries. Maybe his injuries are more severe than we know, because I don't really see too many trying to gamble on that. And I can't see why the Rams wouldn't try to work something out with him.
in which it may, but it's like you said, it's just a change of the guard. Maybe they got their eyes on something else in state. So
Debo?
yeah, that part.
Debo?
Maybe they've been talking. It's like we're gonna have to lose Cooper, you know what I'm saying, to sit up and so we can make room.
I think Debo was more disrespected in a sense than any of these receivers because remember, Ayuk was trying to get his bread off. You know what I'm saying? And the 49ers, y'all just kind of swept Debo out the way to try to keep Ayuk satisfied or to try to make these moves. But at first, it didn't seem like y'all was gonna do that. But then y'all Y'all ended up pretty much doing that. So I think Debo got more of that chip where he was more disrespected.
It was like his numbers were definitely down. When I was looking at his numbers, I was like, he ain't get the ball. So I was like, I can understand like him why he requested trade. And I guess they looked at the numbers, looked at it, and probably looked at what's on the market, probably looked at what they're looking at as far as picking up in the draft. And they was willing to, and looked at what they're paying Debo, was willing to go ahead and be like, hey, if you can find somewhere that's going to be beneficial to us both, we are willing to trade you.
But you don't think Philly gonna come to that?
Philly better not come to that.
I'm saying,
wait. Why we better not come to that? Why? Why?
So you don't think Philly gonna come to Brown and Smith and all that stuff? Like all that stuff gonna come to a head eventually, right? Like it's got to, right?
It's the reason why Debo is looking good. So he doesn't. Like I'm very sure Sean is willing to trade Debo for Smith.
Kenneth Gainwell. We'll give him Kenneth Gainwell. Young have Kenneth.
No, we're gonna get a Gainwell.
If you don't know how much cussing I'll be doing if that happened, like, no, you did not just give Debo for Gainwell. Like, no, what are you doing? Like, what? There's nothing. I don't care how many picks. Like, there's nothing. There's no one on the market right now that you.
If you Philly, how do you do that though? Do you pay Smith or do you like how do you keep Brown and Smith?
They probably would be
something if they win the Super Bowl, how do you keep them both in the future? Like going down the road.
It might, like you said, it might be a thing to where they bring in, like you see Debo's on the market, Smith might become expandable. And they keep Gainwell. Like Gainwell would be the person to be kept in this situation. They would move Smith. They would move Smith. They're not going to because of
why would you move Smith instead of Gainwell?
Because Gainwell isn't there. Gainwell doesn't bring. It's just like the same thing with AD. Remember years ago I told you that Anthony Davis would be the person that the Lakers trade before anyone else. Because although Anthony Davis is who he is, he brings more. He brings more to the table.
Hold on. CC, don't you agree with this? Don't act like that was a dumbass trade by the Lakers. That was a dumbass trade by the Lakers.
How?
You have no defense. Zero.
You can, but what they went to try to do is get the defense, but unbeknownst to them, he didn't pass the physical.
For the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Now that's probably CC. Now that's probably the only good thing about that, CC.
Yeah,
now you have a franchise player. You do. You have a franchise player.
That's what it was. Remember, we talked about the bridge. So they had a plan, and I knew they had a plan.
Who won the trade, CC? Who won the trade? Dallas or the Lakers?
For right now,
Dallas won this year.
For now, For now, I would agree. Dallas the one for now, but for long term, LA won it because what happened was LA had a plan and they enacted a plan. Unbeknownst to them, they didn't know that Williams was not going to pass the physical, so they had to sit up and send them back. So that was messed up because Williams is a baller, but he hasn't been like he played 200 something games and only hasn't played 80 games, like 40% of the games since he's been a pro. And so they took a chance and it didn't work. So in aspect of that, what we're saying, like, yes, I mean, you look at Devontae, but if you're bringing in Debo, Gainwell then Devontae is expendable because Gainwell isn't going to bring you anything back as far as like in essence of a player or assets. So why
you feel like Gainwell wouldn't bring it? For one, he's younger.
True, but is that enough?
He's the younger out of the three. So you gain something with that. Gainwell isn't no slouch from the position because he could play slot as well as he can come out the backfield.
Correct.
He's too-headed.
Just
like Debo, right?
Just like Debo. But who would you prefer, Debo or Gainwell?
If I'm who?
If you're Philly and you're able to get Debo. And you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision between giving up Gainwell or giving up Devontae Adams. I mean, giving up Gainwell or giving up Devontae Smith. You're probably going to want to keep Devontae Smith because he brings more to the table. But if I'm the 49ers, I don't want Gainwell. I want Smith. Gainwell isn't enough for me.
Why?
Because
go ahead.
Because he's not bringing, like, I'm giving you Debo. I need someone that's going to get.
You're giving me an injury. Hold on, but you're giving me an injury-prone player.
He could be injury riddled. True that.
Okay, well, go ahead. No,
but
keep going.
But Debo's upside is more than what Gainwell's is. So I need someone that's going to potentially equal the upside of what I'm giving, which in this case would be Devontae Smith, because I'm probably not going to be able to get AJ. He's not even in the conversation. So between the two of them, it comes down to Devontae or Gainwell. I got to get Devontae. So y'all got to hand over Devontae in order to get Debo, because I had to look at like in-state is y'all still in the division, but the chances of me seeing y'all are a little less likely. So it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We'll kick that down the road. But it got to be Devontae before I get Gainwell. It's just no comparison. And even if I didn't want Devontae, y'all got to give me Devontae, because there's probably someone that wants Devontae in which I can get what I want from there. So yeah, it got to be. I don't know, CC, if your opinion agrees or not.
I want to hear what CC say. Yeah, what you think?
I think Devontae. You going off the 49ers team, right? I mean, you got a McCaffrey that you expect, and you saw the Masons and stuff, the running backs and stuff. So yeah, I think Gainwell wouldn't be a good fit for the 49ers.
True that.
I think you would have to go,
because we got Juwan Jennings too.
You know what I'm saying? I think you would have to go with Smith in that instance. To change the dynamic in that trade. But I tell you what, if Philly was giving up games, well, man, my team on the other end, we would take either one of them, right? Because we got nothing to give y'all in trade. I mean, what would we give y'all? What would we give y'all in trade that would sustain that? At least, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a Debo for a Gainwell wouldn't be a bad fit. For you know what I mean? But overall, the 49ers is not going to benefit them in the ways they need it. Now, other teams, like I said, like Dallas and stuff, man, a Gainwell trade would be through the roof. Like, you know what I mean? But what asset do we have that y'all will want, though? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, additionally,
but then if that's the case, then if they was trying to do it, then would you prefer to get Cooper Kupp in that situation then? Straight up trade Cooper Kupp for Debo?
Yeah. Because in-state is, and like you was just saying, in San Francisco, it's been a while coming, but we have what y'all have in Gainwell is what we have in Juwan Jennings. Like, he's already like that slot person and stuff like that. So we already have that. He's not built like what Debo is, where we can put him in the backfield and stuff like that. But we have that person that can play the slot amongst two other receivers. Now we know what Brandon Ayuk goes to, and then you got to take into consideration we have Ricky Parasol as well. So, but I would take Cooper Kupp because I think that's something that we have always lacked. Like, Cooper Kupp can pick up a role of what we used to have in like the John Taylors and the people that work the intermediates, like Crabtree and all that type of stuff. We haven't had that in a while. Someone that can play it is supposed to be the West Coast.
Isn't that what y'all was wanting from Juwan Jennings? Isn't that what y'all was looking for?
That's what he provided. Yeah, he provided that, but then sometimes he has to go. But we also want a player that can go outside of that if need be. Hence, he had to, in which he showed he could, even though I don't think they paid him the right type of money, but they got a deal for him to extend him because you got to think Brandon Ayuk showed our weakness, and a vulnerability when Brandon Ayuk went down. Then Debo was out in some senses, and then you had Ricky Parasol hadn't been able to play because he was recovering from the gunshot wound, and Christian McCaffrey was out. Then we get Jordan Mason, then Jordan Mason goes out, but then we get Isaac Guerrero. He shows he has some promise, and it was no one that could carry the team, in which I don't think we have any of that for the most part. But in state, like you said, Juwan Jennings is what Gainwell is. Y'all minus being a rusher is what Juwan Jennings is to that. So training for going picking up a Gainwell would just be like doing that. Or you look at we're going to move Jennings and try to put him on the outside and see how that works. I'd rather take Cooper Kupp, who we know can play on the outside, just 2 to 3 years removed from a Triple Crown winner that can play on the outside, and hopefully it all that comes down where are you healthy? And could that work? And I'd rather err on. So I would take a head up trade, Juwan Jennings. Debo for Cooper Kupp. Going off of that, in state. Would you take any of them in Philly right now between Devontae, Cooper, T. Higgins, Debo, like all of them? You think would be a fit in Philly if need be?
I would take Cooper. I would probably take T. Higgins. I definitely would take Debo.
No Devontae?
Sure.
Devontae, you think he'd be a fit?
Devontae who? Smith?
Adams.
Oh, I take Devontae Adams too. Hell yeah.
CC, you take your Dallas, CC?
Man, we take a Cup. We'll take Cup. We'll take Higgins. We'll take everybody on there. Debo. Anything that'll spark our team, man. Like, we got nobody, nothing, no disrespect to CD Lamb, but that's all we got. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, we need something. I mean, I like Turpin, but he's not a traditional receiver. He's only a play here and there type of guy. Man, we got to get somebody else in the building to take the pressure off CD Lamb. So yeah, I take them all. Like Debo, it don't matter. You wanna call yourself number one, number two? We don't care what you call you. Just come on.
Just need to call you. We need to call you. We need to be able to call you this thing.
Yeah. Facts. I don't know, man. I think a lot's going to happen. They're already talking about Kellen Moore going to be going right after this game.
Yeah, the writers on the wall. Writers on the wall.
Yeah, he's going to stay right there in New Orleans as soon as this game is over as their head coach.
I'm pretty sure they've been having conversations probably on the slide. Like, hey, we here, saying, hey, come pull up.
Yeah, you know what I'm
saying? I think, because we ain't heard nothing else about in reference to in New Orleans and any other coaching stuff. Like, definitely, I think Kellen Moore is going to be the pick.
Right. Kellen Moore is probably going to be. That means we're going to have to get a new OC coming out of this game once this game is over.
So Bishop, I wanted to ask you that, man. You don't think that's got to affect Hurts no matter how good he can play, right? Like, man, this is his third or fourth offensive coordinator in a short time. Like, man, the turnover is serious. I mean, it's good for them getting those jobs, right? But kind of bad on the players a little bit, you think?
It is, because you're learning a new system, and not only that are you learning a new system, but this is my thing, and it happens every Super Bowl champion. It's like I'm worried when I am actually physically nervous and scared that if we win this thing, what key players are we going to lose? Because every Super Bowl champion team that right after they win the Super Bowl, they start. They start getting rid of nervous and scared to see who that could possibly. Yeah, I'm just nervous and scared to see who that could possibly be on who that person may be when we win the Super Bowl. So I don't know, but yeah, to answer your question about Kellen Moore, yes, I damn sure don't. It's another OC for Jalen Hurts again. Like you said, that'll be our fourth one. In the time he's only been there 5 seasons. He's already about to be on his fourth damn OC. So you trying to get some continuity with him, but it's hard to get continuity when you continuously changing the fucking offensive coordinator. He's probably done got comfortable in the offense. Now you about to change it all over again. So I'm not happy about that at all.
So as we get closer, so we can make the selections before the festivities get ready to kick off. What do you think the keys are in both of y'all, of course? What do you think the keys are to Kansas City becoming victorious today? Is there anything? What do you think?
You're not going to stop. I wouldn't focus on trying to stop Saquon.
Interesting.
I would focus on trying to limit everything else. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can't make the Washington Commander mistake, right? Whereas Saquon was killing you. Now you're gonna make that adjustment, and now you're getting burnt over the top with big physical AJ Brown 1-on-1 and stuff like. So you got to pick your poison. And so if I'm Kansas City, whatever Saquon gonna do with the Rock, I think that's manageable, and it'll probably get them maybe 2 touchdowns here. But what I'm saying is play that game versus giving them big chunks of yardage downfield with the passing game. So I think you take whatever Saquon go give, and then you try to limit the receiving core out there. If you Kansas City trying to win it. Oh, and the biggest thing, 15. We already know what Kansas City gonna do. Every big play, number 15 gonna have the ball in his hand. Whether it's 4th down, 3rd down, whatever down it is, 15 should have the ball in his hand.
All right, Bishop, what do you think would be what would they need?
So for me, CC hit everything on the nail on the head. When it's all said and done, he hit it exactly on the head. When it comes down to it, for us, for the Philadelphia Eagles, we have to contain and stop Superman from putting on his cape. and that's number 15. If we allow Superman to put on his cape, it's going to be a long damn day. We cannot allow Superman to put his cape on. And then when I say put on his cape, I'm talking about allow him when you think he's down, he's not down. Until you see that knee hit, do not allow his hands to stay free. When you wrap up his arms and everything. Make him a mummy. Make Patrick Mahomes a damn mummy. Turn him into a fucking mummy. You wrap his whole entire body up. That's the only way you can. And then, of course, put somebody over the top. I've seen a lot of teams be very successful by putting somebody over top and underneath Kelce. Now, the one thing is that they just got back. Hollywood Brown. You know, he just played in his first game since his injury the last playoff game that he just played in. And then, of course, we already know what the speedster can do in Xavier Worthy. We already know what he can do. So the bad thing is that we can't put somebody over the top of him and underneath him as well as Kelce, because that's just there are too many people that we got to do that. So what we got to do, we just cannot allow Xavier Worthy to beat us over the top. But the smart thing, this is the thing about Andy Reid, man. We got to outcoach Andy Reid, which is a huge task for fucking Nick Sirianni. Yeah, Nick Sirianni is not that dude to really be out there to outcoach some damn body, especially him. But I will say this: we have to outcoach him to try and get the win. And the only way we could possibly do that is to be smart. The Chiefs head coach, he's just like, everybody knows that Worthy is a speedster. So everybody assumed that he's going to try and always send him on fly routes to open up the field. But no, what he's been doing, he's been putting him in slots, sending him across the field, beating linebackers, beating safeties. It's hard to cover somebody across the field, even harder than it is to cover somebody straight down the line. And that's what he's been doing. That's how he killed Buffalo. Had him in them fucking slots. Yep, crossing,
crossing the roads and stuff like that.
Yes, and we have to have a strong zone. Them linebackers got to be disciplined not to fall out their zone to be able to stop Xavier Worthy. So it's going to be a very good game. I think this game is definitely going to be one for the ages, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I think this game is going to be talked about for months to come, like most Super Bowls. But I think this is going to be a historic Super Bowl right here.
All right, specifically, where are the keys for Philadelphia? Is it the same thing? Stop.
For us, specific keys for us is don't abandon what got us here. So in other words, don't find yourself trying so hard to prove that Jalen is more than what he is. Continue to run the rock. Continue to do what you do. You saved Saquon Barkley from getting the fucking rushing record. So prove the reason why you saved him. Put his ass out there. Let him get at least 20 plus carries and let him put this team on his back. When we need Jalen, bring Jalen out and let him throw the ball, hit the key receivers in which we needed. Dallas Goedert down the middle, hit Saquon out the backfield. Do that. Don't try to out-coach Andy Reid. Nick Sirianni, don't try to outplay your game. Play your game.
Well, who he needs to be trying to outcoach is Spagnolia. That's who he needs to outcoach. Like that's who he needs. CC, go ahead.
What he just said, I agree with that. And don't worry about outcoaching the next. Just let your players line up. Know they got a natural advantage. Use the advantages to your advantage. I hate these teams that come up against Andy Reid. They do it all the time. We saw it with Buffalo. The coaches get confused. They don't stick to their guns. We see it all the time. They try to outsmart this guy, and they try to have their quarterback. Oh, my quarterback's better than yours. No, don't play that game. You're going to lose, Philly. Your game would be, like he said, Saquon, and let the passing game take what you can. I think that's Philly. Oh, and that defense. Man, somehow, like he said, limit Travis Kelce in big games. On third down, Travis Kelce should not be a factor. For real. You got to take that out the game. You got to take him out on third down.
Make someone else beat you.
Got to.
Make somebody else beat you.
Got to. You got to make somebody else.
Too easy. He get open too easy. Man. It's like, come on, man.
He gets lost in the sauce. He's a short intermediate. And then you go, like you said, there's no remedy for a broken play. but there's always Travis Kelce in those broken plays. And that becomes that chemistry that him and Patrick Mahomes has built. Hey, when it's broken, you know what to do. I'm looking for you. Hey, open up. And as soon as they eyes go to Travis, then someone else opens up because now they're like, oh, Travis Kelce. And then here you go with Devontae Adams, not Adams, Hopkins or Juju or someone else that's in the back. So definitely. So before we get to the picks, as I know the countdown is getting closer, for me, I'm more so interested in seeing the halftime show than anything else. So with that in mind, in which shout out to the West Coast in their their entrance to the halftime shows. Where are y'all at with the top 5 halftime shows, and since y'all been paying attention to the halftime shows? Yeah, right now. Like I'm hoping that Kendrick can launch himself into the stratosphere in the top 5. But right now, what's your top 5 in the Super Bowl halftime shows? Since y'all have been paying attention to the Super Bowl halftime shows, what's the most memorable?
Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, Janet.
The nipple
nipple
game.
Yeah, the Timberlake and
see, so it was Justin and Janet, but all he just said.
Nobody care about Justin. Nobody care about Justin. Nobody care about
because everybody forget Justin was there. So.
Yeah, nobody care about Justin. JT. Nobody care about JT. Nobody worry about JT.
For me, it is the Michael Jackson show because that's when it changed. That's when
Michael Jackson.
Like before that,
that's my other one. Yeah, that's my other one.
The national anthem. It was always Stars, but I think he changed the game. Remember that year? The Super Bowl had to compete with In Living Color you know what I'm saying? So they had to bring out the big weapon, Michael Jackson, in order to get the viewership at halftime. Because remember, they were killing them. So hats off to the Wayans for killing it like that and making the Super Bowl. We say Jay-Z them and stuff, but man, making the Super Bowl what it became, man. Hats off to the Wayans brothers for doing that, making the NFL step their game up.
Yeah. That was good. I'm not gonna lie, I came front. I liked the one. Was that last year or the year before when Snoop Dogg?
That was the first one with Apple TV. That was the first one when Apple TV took over with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so, that was dope. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Not just because it was LA to me. What made it cold was that Dre was able to bring out most of his most prominent artists. You know what I'm saying? He was able to and do
50M.
The crazy part is, I was like, where Mary J come in is that? But
yeah.
Dre produced the track. She gotta be, is that not crazy? You got all this West Coast and then boom, you hit with the East Coast with the Mary J. So you included I thought that was dope, including the East Coast and that West Coast celebration too. That was pretty dope.
So what do y'all think? What prediction y'all got for the halftime show? This do we hear they not like us? Does that get to play?
So hold on, real quick. Y'all heard what was said about that, right?
Drake is going to sue him if he plays it, if he does it.
No. So the NFL stated they sent him a message.
Not to do it. Yeah.
Not to do it. Not to do it. But like it's certain things like if he does it. Yeah. Certain things he can't say. If he said,
you gotta change the words, right?
Yeah, they're gonna bleep it out. They're gonna bleep it out. Right, if he does.
I mean, I think you gotta do They Not Like Us, right? Like,
you got to.
Hey,
you got
if
to.
I just hear a little piece of
it, won the man 5.
Yeah, even if you just do a snippet, if you just do a snippet of it, even if you just do a snippet, that's all you gotta do. You gotta do Not Like Us though.
Do we hear mustard? Do we hear that tonight?
You're gonna hear mustard.
Do we hear that tonight?
I heard he got.
I don't think so. I don't know. I know everybody wondering, and everybody anticipating whether or not he's gonna do it.
Do we hear TV off tonight?
I don't know.
It got to.
I was watching. I think it was an NBA basketball game earlier today, and they was playing Squabble Up. I was watching something. And they was playing Squabble Up.
You think Squabble Up is a new? I think we
was playing Squabble Up.
I think we hear They Not Like Us. You ain't got no choice. And I think we hear TV off. And the mustard, I think we gotta hear mustard on the beat. Mustard on the beat. and the mustache. We gotta hear
I
that
think we'll
tonight.
get some classics. We'll get a couple of classics, maybe some
I
totally just.
don't know if we get classics tonight. I don't know.
You
I
think
just
so?
don't know. No,
They
I
ain't
don't.
they not in the game, Eric. They not playing tonight. They at home watching like everybody else.
Oh my! I don't want to hear that. Oh boy. I mean, I'm a
They ain't
Cowboy fan. I'm just gonna say, I don't want to hear no more about the Vikings, man. What a disappointment. that was a disappointing season.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very
so
disappointing.
I think we definitely hear. I think he said, "Oh, all right." It's like, so I think we definitely hear those. So I think I gotta hear. I want to hear TV off, and I want to hear.
TV.
They not like
Everybody
us.
want to hear everybody want to hear his best hits. That's the thing. Everybody want to, and I think if he doesn't do them, everybody gonna consider it a flop or failure if he don't give his best hits.
Because I think Scissor's supposed to be there, so that might mean that he's
supposed to be there, and somebody else.
That might mean he's going to do Luther.
Oh, that would be dope. If he do that one, that would be dope.
So I think that's going to be. I think he's going to do Luther. I don't know. So between the Drake beef, which is TV off, and which is between Drake's beef, what they have, which is of course they not like us. And GNX hits in which they got, which is like you said, Squabble Up, Incarcerated. Damn, I forgot the Incarcerated, TV Off, Luther.
No, man.
Like you know what I'm saying, like those is like he got at least 4 or 5 of them that's out there. I don't know if that leaves any room for him to go back and do Good Kid, Mad City, or all the other ones which he got. I don't know if there's leaves any room for that. Like that,
they figure out ways to work it.
Is it like that? I don't know, but he's on. I would like to see
like that. Got to be one. Like that is definitely got to be one too.
That mean he got to bring out Future. So it's like
Hey,
I don't know what it doesn't mean that, but it doesn't mean that. But I mean, we don't know what we finna be looking at in the easy.
Right.
Have you seen the little thing where they talk about is Wayne talking bad and greasy a little bit? The commercial they had the Insight commercial is some commercial that's out there, and it's like it has to be it said it has to be something. And Wayne is like, and the guy comes in and said, "Are we still going?" And he's got Super Bowl tickets, and he's like, "Nah." And they said something, and it's like, so I was like, "Uh-oh." I was like, "Is this what we doing? Is this where people say that they say that in which I hate when people move the goalposts, but they talking about that Drake was not the rapper that Kendrick can go against a rapper. And with the whole thing back and forth,
no,
man. Is that what we doing?
Real. When Drake bodied, what was his name, Meek Mill and all that stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, there was no conversation.
By a singer. You know what I'm saying? You got bodied by a singer. But at the same time, the same rules apply, man. Kendrick just did his thing. It's his time. I mean, I don't feel bad for Wayne because I don't know. Maybe it's just going off that one LA show, the Dre show. That everybody thinking just because it's in your hometown, you're supposed to be the performer. That's not the way it's always been. I mean, so wait your turn. When they call you, Wayne, they gonna call you to do the show. Like, trust me, your time's coming. But right now, it's Kendrick's time.
Yeah,
5 Grammys off of a diss track in one night.
Yeah, I saw that. Like,
shout out to the hood. So we'll see, but we'll see if it's going to be that, or if it's going to very show. We're going to talk about it, or we're going to message it on our social media joints and tag another. So we're going to see. I hope the lead up is going to be whack. Like, let's go. Remember last time we see how we knew Rihanna was pregnant off of her halftime show.
Yeah, we did. We sure did. Yeah,
we thought out Rihanna was pregnant off her halftime show. So we'll see how it ends up going. Usually there's something that's always behind that happens after the halftime show. We'll see if Usher showed out before halftime.
He did with the skates and all that.
Yeah, skates and stuff like that. So we'll see how in-state what it is, what Kendrick K. Dot can provide, and what he's putting out there, coming off the Grammys and all that type of stuff, the Grammy nominated awards and all that. Shout out to Doechii winning album of the year, the Grammy for album of the year. So yeah, we'll see.
I was like, where does this Doechii come from? She came out of nowhere. I was wow. I was impressed with that though. Like, I was like, she came out of nowhere.
He said swimming pool will be one. I don't know. We're gonna see. Swimming pool will be one.
Swimming pool would be a good one.
Eric says definitely like that. So we're gonna see. So definitely, but we here for it, not just from a cultural standpoint, just saying entertainment. It's all about entertainment. You like entertainment.
Anthony, they put in the Super Bowl anything they could put it on now. Man, it's on every Tubi.
I don't watch Tubi. If it's Tubi United, I don't even cut it on, fam. Like Sean told me about some show that was on. He's like, I was like, what is on? He's like Tubi. I was like, I don't know, bro. I just can't watch Tubi.
It's Roku and everything. Super Bowl huge right now.
Yeah,
one of the biggest events in history. So
that part, one of the biggest sporting events for sure.
Yeah, that it's hell. Is it easy? Is it easy to say that it's bigger than the Olympics when the Olympics come?
Given it used to be close, I think NFL is taking over.
I
think it's taking over. Yeah,
only reason I think the Olympics is probably more is because it's so many more sporting events in the Olympics that bring in more audience.
Everybody,
they bring in more audience, so that's the only reason.
So definitely. But before we get off, before we make our picks, right? I have to show you something, Bishop. Oh, you too, CC, since you were part of it as well. Hold on.
It's gonna be some nonsense.
I see that.
No, we can't see it. We can't see it. Yeah, we can't see it. We still can't see it. We can't see it.
What kind of trophy is that? What kind of championship?
We can't see it. We can't see it.
I'm finna make it where you can see it. Hold
on. The first four measures.
He's trash.
He's trash. Hold up. Let me remove the There we go. There we go.
See, this is that bullshit. Now you look at his and you look at my shit is this small. CC, my shit this small. But he win, and his shit is 15 feet tall.
I was like, man, that's so.
So this is
15 feet tall. When you win, he give you a 3-foot one.
I'll keep it 100 with you, right? This was not the intention, right? This was because I couldn't remember. I even went back in where I ordered from, because it's from the same people. Shout out Slick Trophies, you know what I'm saying? Sick-Witted Trophies. Our fraternity one that was won back-to-back is pretty nice too, in which they'll see that soon. But so I went with it's the same company, right? But what ended up happening was when I went and asked for, I didn't realize what the size was for the one that you had got, like you and what's his name, Paris got for 2020, the last 2 years. And so
it's funny how he didn't remember the size from the last 2 years, but when he went, all of a sudden I don't remember the size.
I did. No, I think y'all's is 18 inches. I think y'all's is 18 inches. This one is 24 inches. But I was looking.
Wow, you see that, CC? 18 to 24 on a one season win. 18 to 24.
Wait, hold on. I have been consistently in the playoffs or in some in some way from fashion.
Matter. It don't matter.
You did your thing. I give it to you. You did your thing.
Like, and guess what? No one remembers who's in the playoffs once it's all said and done. It's over and done. It doesn't matter.
So instead of see how they did me. See, when I win, instead of congratulations, you know what I'm saying, you do excellent in your here. This is what I get.
That's what I'm saying, Anthony. That's all he had to do was ask the company.
I did go back and look, but it was after the fact. That's how I know.
How convenient, CC. How convenient, CC. Once again, how convenient it was after.
He's like, give me the biggest. It's me. Give me the biggest.
Yeah. How convenient, CC.
Well, it was, but I placed the order before I even put the name on it. I didn't know I was going to win. I mean, I knew I was going to win, but I hadn't won yet.
No, the hell you didn't.
I did know I was going to win. Look at this. Look at my season. I was on a tangent. If anything, I knew I didn't get into yours. I didn't make it to your playoff.
We know.
Even with all the adversity I faced, I didn't make it to y'all playoffs. I was just on the outside looking in your playoff. But and then I didn't have a chance in the fraternity one. Like, this was my bad year. But in the first formation, I was on point the whole year. So I expected to win. I looked at it.
Yeah, just like you expected. Just like you expected San Francisco to be somewhere this year too, and they not. That part.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
All my
on
life.
Congrats.
All my life.
Congratulations on that nonsense. 24 inch trophy. Everybody else got 18. Everybody else got 18-inch trophy, 6-inch trophy.
Well, so this is the standard. This is the standard going forward. So you already know. I mean, 2020, you too in 2025 can have something similar to this. All you got to do is win.
Oh, that's too easy. It's gonna happen.
So so far, there's only 3 of them been given out. You know what I'm saying? In the format, and so we don't have a back. We don't have a back.
I got one. I got one.
Yours should have an asterisk on it. All right. I won't say. I'll leave it alone. Yours should have an asterisk. It should have an
asterisk. Like the Lakers should have an asterisk. Yeah.
So going through right quick, we assume Bishop is going. Team Philly is his thing. Who you got today, CC? Is it does Kansas City? You rocking with Kansas City or you rocking with Philly?
I've been rocking with Kansas City. See, I told y'all the best situational football. I'm not gonna change that, even though I'm not gonna be surprised if Saquon wins this game. But I'm going with 15 until you got to beat them. I'm thinking Mahomes overall.
Is that Lady Gaga? That is Gaga. Oh no, it ain't. Oh yes, it is. So, okay, so Kansas City. So for me, looking at it, it's I just think that so in state, I don't want Kansas City to win a 3-peat. I'll be honest and up front and say that's what I look at and why I'm looking at why I don't want them to get that dub, right? So with that being said, I'm Team Philly for this game. Like any other time, it's like you know what? I'm very sure we've all seen the Batman movie when they're playing in the stadium and then the dude blows and Bane blows up the underneath the stadium and ruins the whole game. I wish it could be somewhere for that to happen in a sense to where the game doesn't get finished and they just declare it a draw and we just basically say that
still Super Bowl champions. If they do that, they still make us a Super Bowl champion. So either way, if they call it a draw, guess what? We Super Bowl champions.
So
Kansas City is too.
But it's
because if you do that,
Buffalo had one job. Buffalo had one job, and they didn't do it. And here we are with the last person.
We'll take care of it.
It's like the Avengers and trying to get the Gauntlet Stones. And can they get the Gauntlet Stones? I don't know. Will Patrick Mahomes be at the end of it holding it up? And 3-peat, but I mean 3-peat isn't the worst thing either. I mean it's good for the game, but I just don't want to see them do it. I'll just be honest.
Hats off to Sirianni. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He's been taking flack all season long. Your team is in the
Is he deserving?
Your mental fortitude is unbelievable. I mean, I gotta get it to him. Like he ain't cracked. Some coaches cracked already.
What I won't do. What I won't do is allow CC to give him credit.
Sirianni still can't get it.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because Sirianni inherited that team. He inherited that team. Only person that came in is the rookies from the draft, which he had no say so about. Sirianni inherited that entire team. So you can't give him credit for something that he wasn't really that really brought him that he got. Just like hold on, because if you're gonna give Sirianni credit, CC, remember I think we spoke about this before. You give Barry Switzer the credit for that Super Bowl he had.
That was Jimmy Johnson's team, though. Everybody know that was Jimmy Johnson.
Exactly.
But to Sirianni's defense, how long ago was that though? He's. I mean,
this is his fourth season.
So at some point, there's no longer
2 Super Bowls in 4 seasons. I got it.
Yeah, at some point it was him. And that's what everyone's saying. Like you have to give him if they get this dub tonight, you have to give Sirianni his.
And with all the turnovers of the offensive and defensive coordinators and stuff, man, I just gotta say, if it's not Sirianni, then y'all got a ghost in the closet or something. Y'all got somebody somewhere because he been the only thing consistent coaching wise, right? He been the
Yeah.
one constant coaching wise. I mean, that's why
I don't know where they got Sirianni from, but he just popped up and was their coach one day, and he's looking at his second Super Bowl in 4 years.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's been the constant, right?
I don't give him no credit, bro. Y'all know I've been trying to fire him all season. I've been wanting him out of here all season. All season I've been wanting Sirianni gone. All season.
But I just had to say that, like, give him a little bit of credit. I mean, like I said, they wanted to fire him. I mean, you weren't the only one that wanted to fire him. It was a difference. He's supposed to be in this thing with him and Jalen Hurts and all the stuff that was swirling. But here he is, 4 years, his second Super Bowl, lost all his coordinators. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, I don't know who, like who's calling the plays right now. Kellen Moore calling the plays, but he gone. So who really calling the plays right now is my thing. Like, so I'm saying,
and that's what been the rhetoric.
All that stuff, man.
It's basically been saying that Sirianni has surrounded himself with people saying he does at the helm. But but it's like if he wins, like then it's
what people they keep leaving. What
y'all had to know this was coming. Y'all had to know this was coming.
Oh yeah, that's you knew all this.
No, hold on, y'all didn't see it. Hold on.
He's in jukebox.
No, hold on, y'all about to see it.
Trombone Shorty. Hey, jigging. Hey. 504.
Yeah. Master P came out there.
Oh yeah,
Master P came out there. So they ain't showing him now, but he was out there.
Yeah. Same thing to Andy Reid, right? If Andy Reid wins this Super Bowl, what does that put him?
As one of the greatest coaches ever.
I mean, does that put him in like him and Belichick, right? like they neck and neck. If Reid gets this one, man.
Well, Belichick got 8 rings.
Yeah, because he had one before with one of the team. But when you look at like Reid, I mean, Reid has done his thing, bro. Like going back to his days in Philly, like taking them to. I mean, he wasn't winning, but he was there in state. That's you know what? What's funny is since I've been here in San Antonio, right? I've been coaching since I've been here. I've been coaching. Me and Sean had hooked up, and we've been coaching. Right, every time I have coached, we have coached. Or every time we have coached, except for one season for Sean. But for the most part, we have always coached to a championship. Right. Well, we get to the championship, we won't always win the championship. And right now, this year is looking like the same thing. Where presumably it looked like I'm probably about 95% sure that we're going to win a championship in the girls division that we coach in. I would even say 97%. Honestly, you know, saying you have to, but it's looking very likely that we're going to win the championship, even with being 4 weeks out before the playing before that game. It's looking very likely that we're going to probably win that championship, right? And then on the other side where we coach your younger men, but I mean we was in third and last place and third place. Now we're in second place, and we're probably going to end up finishing the year in second place. Well, we're going to finish the year in second place because the other team is going to finish one game more than us. Even if we beat them, they're still going to be ahead of us because that's going to we'll still have. Well, no, if we beat them, it might be. In any case, we're going to end up seeing them in the championship game.
We didn't have a game today, did we?
No, it's no games today. Our next game until the 16th. So when you look at that, we have been in our coaching careers. We have been in championship games. Does that make us championship caliber coaches? I don't know. maybe not. Especially when you look at the fact of you only play with a certain type of players, a couple of players, and you get is a high turnover rate. And technically, we haven't been with the same players. We here and there get them. But in the aspect of in looking at what we was just talking about in Andy Reid has consistently been, saying over the course of his career, has been in championship games. And saying whether in Kansas City or in Philadelphia, he's very GOAT-like in state, in which we can say, like, I don't know, he might even be better than Belichick. Honestly, when you look at it to agree, Belichick has won more, but Andy has been consistent. Like, if we look at, I know how we used to talk about Parcells and them because they had rings, but I think Andy Reid is probably like over Seifert and all them. I think Andy Reid is probably that next top tier coach, in my opinion. I don't know if y'all agree.
I totally agree. I definitely agree. Andy Reid is that guy. Like, Andy Reid is definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when it comes down for the gold jacket. He's going to be that dude without question. There will be no argument, no debate. You
think they both first ballot Hall of Famers?
Without question. There's no you would have to tell me why they're not first ballot, and you have to have some straight up legitimate reasons on why they're not first ballots. Like, for real. Like, that don't even it don't even pass the common sense test.
Like, Belichick should walk in next year. Belichick is eligible.
He should be the first face. Belichick should be the first face you see when you get into the damn Hall of Fame.
12
walk through the wall.
12 conference championship games. That's equivalent to, if it was like college basketball, that's 12 Final Fours. like 12 Final Fours. How many Final Fours was Krzyzewski in? Not that many, right? I mean,
yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
When you do the math on it, it's unbelievable what Andy Reid has done with both teams. And I remember when his playbook was just a bunch of speed. Now he go with the tough players and the speed. Right now he got speed. I said he had tough players before, but remember his MO was always speed. He's even learned to balance that out. So I like the growth. I like the growth in Andy Reid to be able to do that and win some championships. So,
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Are we gonna be talking about Sirianni like this down the road?
I don't know. He's entering into that stratosphere 2 and 4 years. Like, at this point, who we're talking about is what we're talking about is Andy Reid, Sirianni, Shanahan. Right now is so those are the three in which we're talking about right now, which has been consistent. Is there going to be a change of the guard? Like, after this, are we going to see something different? But when we talk about consistency in the big game, it's Andy Reid right now. Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, and Shanahan, but of course, we're just talking about getting there. It's only one. It's like, so it's only one of them we could say is consistent in winning, and that's Andy Reid. So I want to see, like, we basically have Shanahan and Sirianni has had the crack at him twice. We missed twice. Now we're going to see Sirianni. It's the Sirianni missed twice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did someone finally catch him in this trap, or we going to see how it goes, or does he walk away with another championship?
Well, that's common with the NBA, right? I'm assuming he's talking about
Anthony Davis.
It
wasn't nothing major though. It wasn't even, and it wasn't even. It wasn't even major. Yeah,
because he's like they felt the pull between his groin and his and so he's like, of course he was gonna walk off that, but he had a dominant game prior to that. I was gonna say they wasn't gonna mention that. You're not gonna mention that defense that they played where he was blocking all
that part. That part. Talk about that. Yeah.
That's why that's why I say they won for now. It's just though, like Bishop was saying, this is over the course of years, or like was Cece is saying, in the next 10 years, that's probably going to be a different rhetoric. But right now, they got AD, and that worked.
Yeah.
So
there you go. There's that bad. There we go. Oh, quick question.
Hands off to that young man. Hands off to that young man.
Quick question.
Running back for real.
God forbid. We lose this Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness!
And for whatever reason, we lose this Super Bowl. Was it a mistake to not let Saquon go for that record?
Nah. I think in-state, in my opinion, I think regardless that, the record was what it was. It wasn't a mistake. It's just a matter of time. I don't know if he missed out on any money because of it, which would have been the biggest incentive, I guess, for the most part, as well as being in the history books.
I don't think you need the record when it comes for money incentive, because the fact of the matter is you still was the leading rusher and the offensive player.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think matter. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything hurt by that for the most part, except for saying that accolade for the most part.
I think that hurts him getting into the Hall of Fame.
Really, you think so?
Regret it. I think he'll regret it for that sense. Yes, because if he ends up with 15,000 yards, that's still not where Frank Gordon at. I mean that if he ends up short of all Olympic, man, that's what's going to be the determining factor to me, is that you should have went for it. You should have solidified your place in the Hall of Fame. But they can come back to Harlem right there for Hall of Fame.
I feel what CC said, because God forbid we lose this Super Bowl and he never rushes for over 2,000 yards again. If he'd have broke that record, even if he never wins a Super Bowl, he was getting in the Hall of Fame for breaking that record.
He was in.
Off of that. Just off of that.
Hurt.
Yeah, just off of that. Yep, off of that alone. Being that he didn't go for the record, if he never wins a Super Bowl, he was getting in the Hall of Fame simply because he broke the record. That stood for 30, 40 years. Yeah. Yeah. CC got a great point. Yep.
Well, we'll see. One thing's gonna happen. One or two things gonna happen tonight. We're gonna be a winner.
Somebody gonna be a winner. Somebody gonna be a loser.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about it. It's gonna be a win or lose situation, in which, of course, we'll be back to talk about it. Saying sometime later in the week. Let it rest. I know if Philadelphia loses, it's gonna be probably middle of the week, because this guy ain't gonna answer no phone calls, no text messages. We ain't gonna be able to talk to this guy. It'll be an NBC over here, and he might say something here and there. So that's what's going to be if Philly loses. I can guarantee it. If they win, he'd probably be ready to go come tomorrow. We're going to see. We're going to see one way or another. We're going to see how it goes up. And then
fly, baby.
And see how it is. So I'm telling now, anyone, don't take any offense to anything I say. There's no ill will or saying justice. I'm looking and saying, commenting on the game tonight with all the with no type of bias going forth, even though I would prefer for it to not happen, for it not to be Kansas City, but I want to look at it with a unbiased eye, and so be it. Is saying calls and all that type of stuff. So we definitely going to see how it goes. But we see that's almost game time, gentlemen. Any last things before we get ready to go to watch this game, watch the game, and start the comment.
Also something, CC. I just thought about it. It took me about a year to get my trophy. I see he got his the Super Bowl even took place. It took me about a year to get my trophy. He got for the Super Bowl. Before it did, yes, it did. Trey, it took about a year to get my trophy. This dude got his.
Okay. So initially, you're right. You did take a year.
About a year to get my trophy. Center to Philly.
John said, I'm glad everyone's picking Philly at the end. It'll be about those hometown Chiefs. Y'all have the that's sweet.
I took the Chiefs.
Here we go. Here we go, baby. Let's go.
Make 59 a class.
The Philadelphia Eagles is coming out the tunnel, baby. They coming out the tunnel. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon Graham. There you go. Bradley Cooper, baby. There you go.
Who's y'all most beloved Philly fan? Is it Cooper? Is it Hart? Who is it? Meek Mills?
We got a bunch of them, bro. We got a lot of Philly fans. We got a bunch. GLES Eagles. Let's go. Man, did y'all see that dude who spelled Eagles wrong in New Orleans on live TV?
Hey.
I said, bro, really? Really? He said EAGEL, Eagles. I was like, what the? There you go. There go that bad man, mama. There go that man again.
The only thing I can take from the CC, I know it makes you feel a certain type of way seeing this, is that we was here last year. That's the only thing I can take from this. And look, I can see the look in your face. How you was like, man, this is it's like it's like you being forced to watch.
I know, man.
It's like you being forced to watch this to make these picks to talk about this. The only solace I can take is that I was just here last year and a year before that, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and the upside, and I feel confident in our upside for right now. But basically, we all come back to the same situation next year, to where we'll go and we'll be doing our thing, and then in state only for the most part, and for us. When you look at it, only one of us could be there because all our teams are on the NFC side. So only one of us could be there. There is nothing where we'll be. It's like it's even all of one of us or none of us when it comes down to it, to where only one of us could even be in GEAR or none of us in state. So you know what I'm saying? It makes a little bit difference, but I have to sit up and endure this as well and hear his cheers and his Eagles and all this type of stuff. But we'll definitely see what's going on.
Hey, is that crazy that they talking to Saquon and not Jalen?
The disrespect, bro. I'll be honest. It's the disrespect.
No, it's the truth. Stop it. That's your MVP right there. This is why you here. Hey, this is Mahomes versus Barkley, man. This is no disrespect to Jalen Hurts.
Don't do that, man.
Jalen Hurts can prove himself tonight because all the talk been Barkley. It's Barkley, man. This is what puts you over the top.
So is it what? So let's look at it, right? You know what I'm saying? Honestly, 100%. Look at it, right? Barkley was in New York, and maybe we can say New York didn't use him right. Maybe they didn't have the right personnel. It just so happened, but Barkley was able to come to Philadelphia, in which you got to think Barkley could have went to Philly, he could have went to San Francisco, he could have went to Dallas, he could have went to Baltimore. He would have added to whatever was going on in any of those teams. So does it say that it's Barkley or is it the team and they just got a little oomph? How much did Barkley put Philly over the hump? Could Jalen have did
that was the hump. That was the hump. Barkley coming over to Philly was the hump. Once we got Barkley, because you got to realize we were just there 2 years ago, so we was there without Barkley.
Like I said, they was just gonna be a Super Bowl. I mean, they was just gonna be a playoff team this year. They wasn't gonna be no Super Bowl. This guy made them a Super Bowl team, man, hands down. Because we saw this same roster with whatever running back they had the year before, and we saw how far that got them. This put them over the top, and they did it without having to. The crazy part is they did it without having to wear Jalen Hurts out like they have in the past years. You know, where he's had to run extra runs and make extra plays. They've been able to, give it to Saquon 20 times, and that makes a whole lot of difference, right? Hurts threw 28 passes in the NFC Championship game, and when the last time he threw 28 passes? I mean, you know what I mean? They was keeping him around.
And we got to keep him. He threw for 300 yards in the last Super Bowl they was in. He threw for over 300.
But he was forced to. He had no choice at that point because nothing was working.
Right, but now he got something that is it's scary. This guy put him over the top. This guy put them as a he took them from just a playoff team to a contender. Not saying that they couldn't compete, but man, he put them. As soon as Saquon got on that team, they had a chance to beat the Detroit Lions, and that was all the talk, right? Oh, Philly over the top. Let's put Philly over the top.
Right, because we all knew Well, I won't say we all knew, but everybody knew Detroit was coming. After last season, everybody knew Detroit was clipping at all the NFC heels. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew if Detroit was coming, if Detroit played any way close to what they played this last season, coming into this season, people knew Detroit was going to be a problem. Then they fuck around and got that rookie Jameer. They added an extra piece to their shit that helped them to get over a little bit over the hump. So we knew.
Actually, if we look at it, do you think had Hutchinson not get injured, do you think we would have seen a different Detroit team? Because they took on a lot of injuries. Yeah, he was the first one, but they took on 14 or 15 injuries throughout the course of the year. A lot on defense. You see, they was clipped when they was down to one running back, where they had when Jahmyr Gibbs was the main primary running back, but that really didn't phase anything. It was their defense, and I think it just came back and got them. It bit them in the end. And so, but I mean, we'll definitely see. But yeah, I was just simply looking. I was like, as I looked at my face and CeCe's face as the Eagles was walking out, and looking at Bishop's face, it's like this is some BS. It's like we got to hear this. Like y'all looked at me, how we basically this was the same thing last year. Like saying like I was had a look on my face while everyone else is like, God damn, this is some BS.
Yeah.
So it's just I mean, I ain't gonna say misery loves company, but.
Y'all fight amongst yourselves. Yeah.
So like I said, it's been a great show. I guess y'all. Hopefully, we look to tap in. Like you said, we'll tap in a couple of days to talk about this. Once it's all said and done, by then we should know who's.
We win this bitch. I'm tapping in right after. If we win this bitch, I'm tapping in right after.
We already know you tapping in right after if you win.
So maybe we get a text like, hey, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get on to talk about it. So I mean, so maybe y'all hear from us later on tonight if Philly wins. This should be within time. So y'all might hear from us if Philly wins, and then we got to put up with that BS. But maybe it's good. CC, maybe it's better to get it out the way early as opposed to hear it and let it marinate.
I'm doing this all the way up to preseason. Don't worry, I'm doing it all.
There y'all have it.
It's going here. So it doesn't. Y'all gotta look at like the team in which we coach the young ladies are Eagles. So I got to put up with this like all like the rest at minimum for the next couple of days while I see nothing but Eagles and hear Eagle stuff or whatever case like that. So it comes with the territory. But in the same, like I said, y'all might hear from us. Like you said, you might hear from us later on. If Eagles get the dub tonight, y'all might see us. You know what I'm saying? Pull it up on an impromptu to sit up in maybe 30 minutes or something to talk about what we've seen or how Kansas City could have won or what the coulda, woulda, shouldas, and go over that stuff. Talk about we might be able to solidify Kendrick Lamar as the top Super Bowl so at that time. So it might, little victories. It could be anything for all those out there, but look forward to see us potentially if Philadelphia wins after the show. If I don't know if CC had time, I should simply have to carve out some time to get it. So it's up from here, but we're going to see how it all goes down. The moment is upon us. Armed Forces Color Guard is basically watching down on the field, and we finna get to it. So y'all enjoy y'all Super Bowl Sunday night. Look forward to seeing y'all. Like I said, tap in this afternoon if Philly gets the dub. If not, y'all see us a couple days from now where it might just be me and CC, and we can just talk about it and then go from there. But until we just say, like I said. They did the Eagles dictate if y'all see us again tonight. We'll just put it like that. Until then, y'all sit up and be easy. Maybe tonight, maybe later this week. But we're gonna holler at y'all in our NFL because it's almost time for a round ball. Shout out to Luka, the Lakers. He plays tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
No shout out for that.
Enjoy y'all night. Peace.
Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We out.